extraordinary! Dortmund, 2 goals in stoppage time! Milner, and he tees up someone in red, and he goes for one.
We stand for Africa.
Yeah, we stand at the cradle of our fathers. We came to win, we accept no defeat.
We are young, we are strong, we are champions. We gonna rise up above the sea. Africa unite, together as one.
Celebrating African ways, African loving African people, African youth, African kings and African queens.
Africa est belle, Africa est bonne, Africa est douce. And everybody come together as one, we'll rise.
All right, everybody, let's come together. Let's celebrate the African footballer. Let's celebrate the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Let's celebrate talent on the continent of Africa. Let's talk about Nigerian football this lovely Friday morning. On your perfect dial, I-FLIER 103.3 FM, the city of Ibadan. Sport fans, good morning to you. Welcome to Sport Drive. Yes, we are back as usual to serve you the best of the best from the world of sport. I'll definitely be talking about the African footballers. Yes, talking about the women. The WAFCON currently going on. Right now, I can confirm to you that the Super Falcons of Nigeria are currently in the quarter-final of the competition. After defeating Botswana yesterday. Yes, they were profligate in front of goals, but then they were able to get the job done.
Você sabe que as crianças são futuro, trazendo esperança para a próxima geração.
On donne tout pour l'Afrique de Djibouti au Sénégal. Comme bandit, tout ce que je veux c'est soulever le Graal. L'Afrique est belle, l'Afrique est jeune, l'Afrique est forte. Enfant de la terre, mère, lève le poing et envoie-lui du love. Enfant de la terre, mère, lève le poing et envoie-lui du love.
Yes, we've got a lot to discuss on the show this morning. As usual, we'll be talking about the WAFCON 2024. I will talk about some of the teams that were already in the quarter-final of the competition. Of course, as we build up to the Club World Cup final also, I will give you update concerning that one, particularly for the camp of Chelsea. A certain Moise Caicedo is really fighting to be fit for that one. Trust me, Chelsea definitely needs Moise Caicedo to be in that particular game because he's one of the Trojans. If you are talking about one of the best players, in that Chelsea team, definitely Caicedo is one of them. It's going to be, a disservice not to have that man in that game against Paris Saint-Germain. But then, hopefully, before Saturday, that man should be available for the final against Paris Saint-Germain. And talking about the transfer market, there's a lot to actually look forward to concerning that one. This morning, we'll bring you up to date with all of the, the done deal by some of the English Premier League side so far in the transfer market. And for Chelsea Football Club also, I don't know how they do it. They always find a way to sell player for the camp of Arsenal. So a lot of people actually they've been talking about Noni Madueke going to Arsenal. In fact, Arsenal, hierarchy, they throw out a particular poll for the fans to actually vote for the player they want. And if you ask me, a whole lot of them weren't really happy about the fact that Noni Madueke will be joining Arsenal. But then it seems the Arsenal hierarchy do not care about the feeling or the emotions of the Arsenal fans. So, as it stands right now, Noni Madueke is here we go. So all of this and many more I will get to enjoy on the show. We'll talk about the world of tennis also this morning as it concerns the semi-final over Djokovic Taylor Fritz against a certain Carlos Alcaraz also. And of course, what do you make of the game that went down yesterday across the world of football? We saw the Super Falcons in action yesterday against Botswana. And of course, the Euros 2025 also. The under-20 Nigerian team also talking about the Flying Eagles were in action yesterday against Ghana. And that game ended 1-1. No victor, no vanquish in that encounter. But then we look forward to the future concerning the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. We've got a lot to discuss actually. But then let's start from the camp of the Super Falcons. Alright, I'm going straight to the camp of the Super Falcons. A substitute, Chiwendu Yezue scored the winning goal as the Super Falcons secured their place in the quarterfinal. In fact, the Super Falcons are the first team to progress to the quarterfinal of the WAFCON 2024. So, it's good to see the Super Falcons back in the reckoning, but then we've got just one game to go, and that will be against Algeria. Talking about Algeria and Tunisia yesterday, their game ended 0-0. So that means the Super Falcons are currently topping the table with 6 points as it stands right now. And of course, Tunisia, well, they lost their first game, obviously, against the Super Falcons. And Algeria also, good one for them. They won their first game against Botswana. So that makes it a 4 point for them. Going forward into their last game, they'll definitely want to throw everything into that game against the Super Falcons. But trust the Super Falcons will definitely want to end the group as a perfect leader. As far as that particular group is concerned. So we look forward to the last game against Algeria, while Tunisia will go on to host Botswana in the last game of that particular group. And talking about the best player yesterday against Botswana, yes, Rashidat Ajibade won the women player of the match yesterday against Botswana. Well, I saw that game yesterday and we missed a lot of chances. We missed a lot of goals. But then it was really important for us to actually pick the all 3 points. But then, if you ask me, I think Botswana also, they were very stubborn in that particular encounter. They showed to us that they were really ready to face the Super Falcons of Nigeria. And if you look at, what they've been saying prior to that game, it showed that they were really ready for that game and they brought their A game to the table. But experience and, of course, the quality will always tell in a match of that magnitude. And of course, the Super Falcons of Nigeria eventually picked all 3 points. So once again, congratulations to the girls, and of course, congratulations to Nigerian football fans and the manager of the team also, Justin Madugu, who has been doing a brilliant job so far in this competition. And as I said earlier, we are looking forward to the last game against Algeria. Afternoon, she lost 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. Well, she actually won the first set, but then she lost the remaining 2 sets to make it 2-1 in favor of Anisimova in one of the first, semi-final fixture in the WT. And of course, expected game also. It was really expected for Iga Swiatek to progress to the final of the Wimbledon also against a certain Belinda Bencic. That one was really easy. Yes, easy peasy for the Polish international. Talking about Iga Swiatek, who won his game 6-2, 6-love in just 2 sets. In just 2 sets, she came out triumphant in that game. And of course, today we'll get to see the ATP semi-final also. Taylor Fritz against Carlos Alcaraz. And of course, by 4:30 is going to be the turn of world number 1. And Novak Djokovic. Yes, Novak Djokovic also is battling, fitness right now. In fact, his medical team, they've been doing all sorts of things to make sure this man is actually ready for that game. But trust me, it's going to be a difficult encounter. Remember, these two players met in the French Open also, and it was Yannick Sinner who came out triumphant in that one. Hopefully, yes, Novak Djokovic will be able to break, the order going forward into that game. But trust me, it's going to be very, very difficult for Novak Djokovic. But if you had to go by what happened between Grigor Dimitrov, well, I would say it's going to be quite easy for Novak Djokovic because if not for injury, yes, Yannick Sinner would have been out by now, but then he's still very much in the competition because Grigor Dimitrov actually, retired after he had to, actually retire because of the injury he picked up in that game. So let's see what this game, will provide to the fans of tennis. And of course, we're expecting a whole lot of firepower going forward in that particular game. Yannick Sinner against Novak Djokovic. Right, while we are still looking at matches in the world of tennis, quickly let's look at some of the games that will go down in the world of football also today. The European Championship continue. I will get to see Italy against Spain. This should be another interesting encounter to actually watch out for because you look at Spain so far, they've been phenomenal all through in their last 2 games. This will be the 3rd game for the Spanish ladies against Italy, who has also done really well for themselves. They won their 2nd game, I think, yes, against Portugal. They won their 2nd game against Portugal. And of course, talking about Portugal also, they will be playing against Belgium. Well, that game promises to be an exciting game because if you look at, the future of these two teams so far in this competition, I don't know how they want to do it. But then it's going to be very, very interesting to see who is going to pick all 3 points in that game. And talking about the African Cup of Nations also, yes, WAFCON 2024, you will get to see Ghana against Mali by 5 p.m. and by 8 p.m. tonight it's going to be the turn of Tanzania against almighty South Africa. Remember, South Africa won their game, their first game actually. Yes, they won that one against, I think it was against Senegal. Yes, against Senegal, if I'm not mistaken. Against Ghana, I meant to say rather. Yes, against Ghana, they won that game convincingly 2-0, but they'll be playing against Tanzania also, and that looked more like a winnable game for them also to make it easy for South Africa to progress to the quarter-final of the competition. But then this is football, anything definitely can happen. All right, let's move away from that one. Let's talk about the COSAFA Championship under 20 playoff also by 12 p.m. South Africa against Angola and Malawi against Zambia by 3 p.m. Talking about club friendlies also, yes, action continued today. Bolton of England against Orlando Pirates of South Africa. Yes, that game headline one of the club friendlies that will go down in world football today. A lot of them actually, if you are looking forward to some of the games to actually watch out for, you can catch up with these teams that will be playing in club friendly. Utrecht of Netherlands also be hosting Kaizer Chiefs of South Africa. Well, the South African teams, they are playing some of the top European football side. All right, quickly, let's move away from that. Let's go straight into the world of transfer for this morning. right, in case you want to be part of the conversation this morning, you can call 0705 500 1033, or you call 090 54 44 1033, and you can also watch us live on Facebook, I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. Yes, go there right now. Go drop your comment. We've got a whole lot to actually, dissect on the show this lovely Friday morning. Yes, I talked about looking at some of the done deal in the English Premier League so far. Yes, let's look at some of the top teams who have actually, done really well in the transfer market. Let me confirm to you that Arsenal are on the verge of completing the deal of Noni Madueke. Well, a whole lot of Arsenal fans are not really, happy. They are not excited about this particular deal. But then it seems Arsenal hierarchy, they are not, they are not bothered. They do not care about, the emotions and, of course, what the Arsenal fans are thinking. Some of them really felt like, okay, who is this Noni Madueke? He's actually not doing well for Chelsea. Why is he coming to Arsenal? That is, some of the questions that some of these Arsenal fans are really asking. But then, the young man is still very young, 23 years of age. And if you look at potential, maybe he would come good for the Arsenal team. But if you ask me, he might not be, the go-to man for Chelsea Football Club. And likewise, potentially for Arsenal also. But then he's going to, be a squad team. Arsenal definitely needed that depth. And you trust me, going into a season where it's going to be a lot of matches. The UEFA Champions League is there. The FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, a whole lot of games, will go down in this 2025-2026 season. And trust me, Arsenal definitely need, players on the bench that will come in, impact the game, and give them, the desired results going forward into the season. So, I think it makes sense for me, in my own opinion. But then, Arsenal fans are not really, towing that line. Some of them are not really happy about that deal. But talk to us. Let's get your thoughts on the show this morning. How are you feeling if you're an Arsenal fan? And do you think it was the right decision to go all out for certain Noni Madueke all the way from Chelsea Football Club? And the numbers to call are 0705 500 1033, or you call 090 54 44 1033.
Turns, shoots, fires. Shot won't go. Tucker the rebound. And that'll do it. It's over. The Bucks have won it.
Okay, talking about another transfer teams also, or clubs who have done really well in the transfer market. Let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, Tottenham Hotspur, the struggle last season, it was, a bad season for them. They had a torrid time in, the just concluded season. And, of course, building up to the 2025-2026 season, Tottenham Hotspur are really doing well in the transfer market. They've completed the deal of Mohamed Kudus from West Ham United. They've also complete the deal. Yes, waiting to be signed and, of course, deliver. Talking about Gibbs Morgan White. Yes, that man all the way from Nottingham Forest. That is going to be another addition for Tottenham Hotspur. And, of course, some of their players are also who their contract is almost running out. They are gradually, doling out a new contract for them to make sure they have a solid team going forward into the new season. So if they complete that deal, trust me, Tottenham Hotspur are one of the teams to actually watch out for in the new season. Let's move away from that one. Let's go look at other interesting stories from the transfer market this morning. Yes, talking about Brentford FC, yes, they've completed the deal of Michael Kayode from Fiorentina. Yes, that cost them £14.8 million. And Romel Donovan also from Birmingham City, just £3 million for that man. And Anthony Milambo all the way from Feyenoord, undisclosed. That was, how they completed that particular one. Brighton over Albion also, they've completed the signing of Castolas all the way from Olympiacos, Diego Ocopella, also all the way from Hellas Verona, and Olivier Boscagli from PSV Eindhoven, Maximan the QP all the way from Club Brugge in the Belgian Super League. And so far so good. It seems to be Burnley are the only team who has really done a lot in the transfer market. They've signed close to 7 or 8 players, close to 8 players that they've signed so far. Of course, remember, they just got promoted into the Top Flight League, and they've signed close to 8 players in the transfer market. Chelsea also, Chelsea have done a whole lot. They've signed a total of 7 players in the transfer market. Meanwhile, Crystal Palace just signed 1 player, a free player, Walter Benitez from PSV Eindhoven. And Everton Football Club also, they've completed the signing of Tieno Barry from VRL for £27 million.
That'll do it. It's over. The Bucks have done it. The long wait has ended after a half century. The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions once again.
Okay, still taking more stories from the transfer market this morning. Bayern Munich have submitted a £52 million bid for the 28-year-old rather. Yes, talking about Liverpool winger Luis Diaz. Well, Barcelona also interested in that young man. And Nottingham Forest have had another bid rejected from Brentford for their striker. Talking about Juan Wissa. Yes, they want to sign him. And of course, they've rejected that particular deal. Liverpool ready to open talks over a move for Eintracht Frankfurt French striker Hugo Ekitike, who is currently 23 years of age. And Eintracht Frankfurt are saying we want nothing less than £70 million for Hugo Ekitike. Wow. The transfer market is crazy. All right, let's move on. Newcastle United are willing to let go of Alexander Isak, but then they are saying we want nothing less than £120 million. And Liverpool are literally, knocking on the door of Newcastle United. They want to get the Swedish international to play for them next season, but they have to go far to £120 million. And for Arsenal, talking about Victor Gyökeres, that deal is at risk of collapse because they are not ready to pay the amount of money Sporting Lisbon actually wants. Arsenal, just £5 million remaining to complete that deal. I don't know. Arsenal will keep, surprising their fans. Well, it is what it is right now. We don't know what they are thinking. But then it seems they are not really ready for Victor Gyökeres. And of course, talking about Real Madrid, they're open to letting go of Brazilian international Rodrigo this summer. And the likes of Bayern Munich are very, very interested in Rodrigo. In fact, they are ready to pay the release clause, 77 million. That is what Madrid are asking for. And talking about some of the players that are likely to leave Madrid this season, we've got Dani Ceballos, talking about Brahim Diaz, and of course, a few players also. They report that Hendrick might be going on loan. Yes, to one of the English, Premier League side, maybe Arsenal, maybe Chelsea. We cannot say right now, but then it has been confirmed that the young man might be going on loan this summer of the transfer market. All right, we need to go on the show for this morning. Well, big thanks to those who listen on the flip side, of course, those who watch us live on Facebook. We always appreciate you for always dropping by on our Facebook page. And of course, remember, I will be back by 2 p.m. Yes, on Football Republic to talk about all of the interesting, goals that went down in world football. There's a lot to actually talk about, right? Yes, definitely meet us this afternoon. I remain ABIODUN. Big thanks to Sport and of course Bio for making sure you get to listen to us this morning. Of course, Sunday, yes, we'll just join us in the studio this lovely Friday morning. Till I come your way again, I remain ABIODUN. Do have a lovely Friday morning. Up next is Oloshelule with Idowu Oloto.
unlimited phenomenal entertainment. Breaking news within and around the world. Music, sports, educative program, and a whole lot more. No other station does it better. Tune in to I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
The first entertainment station in Nigeria.
máa gbọ́ bó ṣe ń dún kẹ̀rìrì fún ètò ìròyìn àṣà àti ìfitónilétí láì fi gbá kan bọ̀ kan nínú àkókò lọ́ba gbẹ́dúgbẹ́dù I-FLIER 103.3 FM Ògúngbadé ń bàdàn la wà.
I-FLIER 103.3 I-FLIER 103.3 FM Ògúngbadé la fìkàlẹ̀ sí Tiwa lẹ́tọ̀ àṣà àti àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó nítumọ̀ ẹ máa gbọ́ wa ní gbogbo ìgbà kétékété làwọn èèyàn gbọ́ wa káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé ẹ máa bá wa ká lọ nínú àwọn ọ̀tun ètò àrà ọ̀tọ̀ ètò eléyìí tá à ń gbé jáde erin lákàtàbù rédíò tá a kalẹ̀ sílùú Ìbàdàn I-FLIER 103.3 FM ìkànnì aláṣẹlà ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ má ṣàláì gbọ́ wa.
ọmọ Nàìjíríà níbo là ń lọ. Òṣèlú Nàìjíríà o olórí Nàìjíríà ibi tá a bá ń kó wà rè é wí fún wa lọ. ọmọ Nàìjíríà níbo là ń lọ. Òṣèlú Nàìjíríà olórí Nàìjíríà ibi tá a bá ń kó wà rè é wí fún wa lọ. ọmọ Nàìjíríà níbo là ń lọ. Òṣèlú Nàìjíríà olórí Nàìjíríà ibi tá a bá ń kó wà rè é wí fún wa lọ. ọmọ Nàìjíríà níbo là ń lọ. Òṣèlú Nàìjíríà olórí Nàìjíríà ibi tá a bá ń kó wà rè é wí fún wa lọ. October 1960 tó fún wa ní independence tààlà gbòmìnira ọdún mẹ́ta lẹ́yìn yẹn precisely 1963 wọ́n fún wa ní Federal Republic of Nigeria.